They didn't think that was as funny as I did. What an incredible season he's had, though, for the racer behind the wheel of the 19 AZ. Just behind him, the Madman Robert Ballou, the number 12 car on the screen for you right there. Former Oval Nationals champ. Runs very well out here in California. Very comfortable getting around Perris Auto Speedway. Behind the wheel of the number 12. Rockland, California is where he used to call home. Is that beautiful 72 car of Grabowski. Restores cars or builds street rods. He does a little bit of everything. That is a beautiful car. If you get to check it out in the pit area, which obviously if you're watching on Flow, you're probably not out in this neck of the woods, but it's a gorgeous hot rod. Went to college for that too, picked up a business degree and auto restoration degree. Started his own business. That's the way to do it. Eddie Tafoya Jr., the 51T car, just slipped a little wide down the corner, but joins us out here as well. Mitchell Moles, plenty fast getting around the racetrack. Right now, your quickest car on the racetrack, though, is Eddie Tafoya Jr., hence the fact that he overshot the cushion getting into turn number 1, carried a lot of speed through. Brody Roa, the 91R car, second quick. Roa, one of the few drivers that has won a USAC CRA race with a 360 underneath the hood. It doesn't happen that often, but it does on occasion. I think twice this year. There were drivers able to pick up a win with a 360 underneath the hood running against the 410s. Track slicks off, and sometimes you get the job done. So Roa second quick, Robert Ballou third quick, Chris Ganson and Chris Bono rounding out your top 5 in session number 1 and session number 2. Or group number 2 getting set to push off. We'll send her back down to Devon for another interview.
Well, hot off their Western World win, Team AZ is back here at the Perris Auto Speedway for the Oval Nationals, led by team owner Mike Burkhart. And this is the first time I think you guys have ever pulled out 2 cars, at least for a USAC National show. Obviously, one's kind of sitting in shambles behind us, so that second effort with Jason McDougall didn't make it very far in practice last night. So what happened, and what have you guys done to fix it so far?
You're right. I mean, it happens. That's why we practiced. Good thing we practiced last night. So we just heard a motor, the first motor that was in it. We heard it about lap 8 or so. So the guys jumped right on it, switched them out last night, connected it all back today. Should be good. We've run this actually engine 11 times this year. It's still pretty fresh, so we should be strong. Shouldn't hurt anything. Should be exactly what we came here with, the package. So it won't change anything for us.
Obviously, you guys run mostly with just Jake Swanson in the 21 AZ car, but as we just talked about, a second car here for you guys this week. And so what's that been like to already run 2 cars? Obviously, it's not off to a hot start, but what's the biggest difference you've noticed running 2 cars compared to 1?
I've done it before. I had 2 USAC midgets before, and we've done local cars in Arizona before, too. You have to have the right guys. And the first thing was to make sure that we weren't taking anything from Jake. The other car's up in the doghouse, in the trailer, just like we've had all year long. All the equipment's the same. Having good enough guys that could handle their own car by themselves, which is my partner on the team, their sons, the Growls, are helping Jason, and Jason's a good wrench. So we just kind of go over a package that is somewhat what we've been doing, and then he can do some changes after that. So we trust on what Jason's going to do with it. So that was another thing I thought about. And there's just enough guys here. You know, it's the end of the year. Another great driver, gives us 2 shots at it. All that goes, in hand. So it is something we don't do a lot of because it's a lot of work, especially during the season when we're traveling all around and we're going from track to track. I don't want that headache at all, right? One's enough. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Jason's a good kid. He knows what he's doing. He's a good wrench and he's a good shoe. So made the decision pretty easy.
Mike Burkhart and Team AZ have 2 bullets in the chamber here at the Oval Nationals.
So Mike Burkhart, the owner of Team Arizona Racing down there, and I'm not sure I wasn't listening. I'm sorry, I was chatting up here on the roof, but not sure if he touched on the fact spun a bearing last night in the 22 AZ car, so an engine change happening for Jason McDougall's ride from last night to tonight, but getting set to go. Shout out to Skeet Leader. Almost called you Skeeter Leader, which would be better. I think if you'll need to change your Twitter handle there. Watching from Tejas down in Texas. Thanks for joining us. Barth Racing tuned in. And it is an amazing background at this racetrack. And off in the distance, the clouds came in and covered it, but earlier on the sun was hitting it. Snow up in the mountains. And I'm told that's up in the neck of the woods of Big Bear Lake. Is that right, Tim? Yeah, Big Bear Lake up in that area down there, but snow up on the top of the mountains off in the far distant background. We'll see if we can give you a little glance of that maybe later on. Also tuned in watching tonight, Susie Elliott's tuned in watching on FloRacing. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, a big sponsor of USAC and all its competitors for a long, long time, and we appreciate everything they do with the United States Auto Club. But a shout-out to Susie Elliott Beautiful haulers, by the way, if you're looking for one. Janie Porter and JD tuned in, watching for Purcell, Oklahoma. Fans of Robert Ballou and Jason McDougal. It's going to be a knockdown drag out here tonight. Michael Talmage tuned in and watching on the broadcast as well. It's definitely a great night to be out here at the racetrack. High horsepower night as we cut loose group number 2. In this group, on the racetrack, you see Showtime. Danny Sheridan, the number 12 car, 12A, as he's being scored tonight. Rolling around the racing surface, Nate Shank in the $1 sign car. The number 1 of the Demon, Damian Gardner. Multiple championships for him, 9 already recorded, and I believe 10 pretty much in the books as he signs in here tonight. 10 championships for the Demon, Damian Gardner out of Concord, California, and actually 9 of them coming in a row. Tommy Malcolm, beyond wheel the number 5X, the 28M of Matt McCarthy, the 34, Sterling Kling out of Tempe, Arizona. CJ Leary won the Oval Nationals 2 years ago. Beyond wheel that 77M car, heading off down into the corner, and Michael Motorsports getting out of full-time competition in the 2023 season. So he finishes out here this weekend and then goes to work for BGE Dougherty next year for CJ Leary, racer beyond wheel of 77M. And then Cal Edwards, Fountain Valley, California racer, 39E. You saw him get a little stacked up in the practice session down at Cookout, and then unfortunately had to make a chassis change, and they had to go to his 360 chassis. So he's 360 chassis, has the 410 power plant underneath the hood, but the chassis, what's called if you're a hardcore race fan, it's a raised rail car. So they did a team buyout and ended up with this race car, or a chassis that's normally used for wing racing. So no spuds on it, but it is a raised rail car. Putting the 410 underneath the hood of that, and they're going to see what happens here with the 39E. So keep your eye on him tonight. Said might be a little bit of a challenge for him. As we put group number 2 into the books, the Demon, Damian Gardner up top, a 17.254 lap time. Tommy Thunder Malcolm, the 5X car, second quick. Sterling Kling, Eddie Tafoya Jr., and CJ Leary. Now your top 5 as the track will continue to pick up the pace through these groups. As we get set to push out group number 3, we'll send her back down to Devin to see who we have for an interview now.
Here with part-time racer now, Chris Ganson. He ran a lot of years on the USAC CRA Tour, but now you're coming back part-time. You've ran a few races with USAC CRA this season, and now you're out here with the National guys. So what's it like coming back as a part-time racer? Because instead of years past where you've had all this experience with USAC CRA, you're now coming to race the National guys with little to no racing experience this year.
Yeah, I think it was about our 12th time running this year. We spent a lot of time on the road traveling with my son racing quarter midgets, so it's different. But you come with a different mind aspect. You show up, there's no pressure. We're here to have a good time, run the best we can, and the good thing is we got a lot of laps around here. So the National guys are always tough to race against, and the hardest thing is they race every lap so hard. In heat races, semis, everything. So you really got to have your physical fitness up with the National guys. Everybody has good equipment, so it comes down, you got to put a whole night together. And not being in the car as much, it's hard to do, but I've been doing this for 25 years now, so it usually comes back pretty quick. And fortunately, with the Malloy family, Trent Shoring, and my parents, we got a really fast hot rods, like always, so with Kistler engines and Maxim chassis. So my job's pretty easy. I just got to make sure I could give all 100% I have, and we should be competitive this weekend.
You talked about your son Landon, and it seems like every time I open social media, he's winning somewhere, I think is the best way to put it. So from not being in the car, what's it like to be the dad now and watching your son go out there and learn what it's like to go out and race?
It's very exciting. It's very nervous. I get more wound up watching him race a quarter midget than I ever do nervous racing a sprint car, so I guess I know what my parents felt like, but it's been a very humble experience and everything, and a very enjoyable watching him grow. I think we were saying over the last 2 years he's won 42 races, so he just came off winning the Western Regional Championship. That's why we weren't at Yuma at Cookout, because we went the week before to Tucson, and I put him in front of us, and he went down there and got 3 main event wins, couple second places, and he won the championship. So he's having a very good season, the continuing, and it's just a pleasure. He has so much passion for the sport that it's very cool to see passing that on, because that's what racing's about, is everybody that does this, we're just so passionate about it. So it's a different kind of lifestyle, and I really enjoy it, to give it to him and see him really enjoy it and mature as a kid and learn life lessons with it.
Now, one thing I got to know about before we let you go here for night number 1 of the Oval Nationals, is he one of those kids that gives you racing advice?
Of course he does. And I need to start doing a little better because I have no bragging rights at the house anymore. We set quick time a few weeks back at Mojave Valley, and I still haven't seen my check from quick time because he stole it. So it's hanging in his room. So, but he really does, but he has my back. He always teases me, Dad, you could do it. Don't worry about it. So, but he's a very knowledgeable 7-year-old, and it's pretty cool.
Well, the Ganson family, a family that loves racing, and tonight it's going to be Chris Ganson behind the wheel of the 4G.
So Ganson on that part-time schedule this year. It's kicking off the next generation of racer. Came out of the micros and midgets himself, and a former California Lightning Sprint Rookie of the Year, but super nice guy. Just one of those racers that's always happy to be at the racetrack. So we put group number 3 to bed out on the racing surface. Max Adams, the quickest out of that group, the number 73 car. He's running for Josh Ford Motorsports out here this weekend. But Max, who had relocated back to the Midwest, coming back out here to run the Oval Nationals. Cody Williams was in that group in the 44, the 37 of Matt Mitchell. Max Adams, I mentioned, in the 73. Logan Calderwood, the young gun, behind the wheel of the number 6. Matt Westfall in the 33M, his first visit to Perris Auto Speedway. The 51 of R.J. Johnson, the 5W of Logan Williams, and the 14 of Jaden Rogers. So good to have each and every one of those drivers out here, but Max Adams the quickest so far now with a 16.736. Track record, probably not going to touch the track record. It's a 15.891. That was set back in 2012 by Mike Spencer. But we are at a 16.7, so low 16 seems to be where things settle in these days with the tire changes and the track and so on and so forth. Matt Mitchell second quick. Cody Williams in the 44 Cadillac. Cody Williams third quick overall. Jaden Rogers, the young gun, coming out here for the first time as well for the number 14 car. He actually blew an oil filter off his race car down at Cookout, and they didn't know if it hurt the engine, so did not send him back out to the feature event. So a tough break for him at Cookout Speedway last weekend. Comes back with a vengeance this week. Fourth quick right now for the number 14. Damian Gardner bumped down to fifth quick overall. Matt Westfall, good to give a shout out to Ray Marshall, tuned in watching on FloRacing, Ray Marshall Motorsports, and what an incredible season they have had. So good to have Matt Westfall down here with us for the first time, and coming off a podium finish down at Cookout Speedway, which Ray took a little nappy poo and missed that. Ray, they told me about that. So you have to try to stay awake for this one. Sorry, had to pick on you here just a little. 3F car rolls out. Daniel Whitley behind the wheel of the 3F car. That is the Finkenbinder Motorsports, and I love that race car because it's got flames on it. It's got the good old school street rod flames on it, and that is a sexy beast. But Daniel Whitley, we'll see him in action. This will be only his second 410 start. The last time, I think, happened up at Merced or Santa Maria. One of the two, but went 18th to 3rd with a 410, but he has 360 experience, spec sprint experience, and I was talking to him down the pit area, and Finkenbinder said, hey, if I didn't think we couldn't run up front, we wouldn't be here. So here they are with Daniel Whitley. You'll see him in action with the midgets as he'll be picking up a ride with Abacus Racing. So behind the wheel, one of the Abacus Racing midgets for our Western swing. He's looking forward to that as well, he said. But keep your eye on him. Young up-and-coming racer, but we'll send her back down to Devon. I think we have more interviews here from pre-race.
Here with Jason May, car owner of the May Motorsports 8M, driven by Chase Johnson. Now, if you remember back to Cookout, they were scheduled to compete in their first 410 race, but unfortunately, disaster struck in practice. And Jason, from what I've understood, it's been quite the process putting this 410 back together. Can you take us through it a little bit?
Yeah, so we went ahead and stayed Friday, and Chase ran for Yaley, and then I came home Saturday and got home early enough to where I could tear the motor out of the car on Sunday and got it all tore down. And then Monday morning I got up and went down to Shavers looking for rocker arms and a lifter and some other parts, and came up empty there. And then I went to Brett Rowe's shop and came up empty there. And then I went a little bit farther south, went down to Costa Mesa and met up with Matt Mitchell and picked up some lifters there. And then went back home to find out that they weren't exactly the correct match. And kind of Monday night about 7 o'clock, I decided I was done and we were going to throw the towel in and weren't going to make ovals. And I went in the house and got up Monday morning. The first thing I saw on Facebook was a set of rocker arms and rocker bars, exactly what I needed. And so I made a phone call to Mississippi where they were at and got them arranged on FedEx overnight. Got them at about 11:30 yesterday morning. Went ahead and got everything all put back together and got it back in the car and fired the thing up about 6:30 or 7 o'clock last night. Threw everything in the trailer and then on the way down here, of course, we hit snow and ice coming over the grapevine and weather, and so we got here a little bit late, but we're going to make the show.
Well, I certainly hope you do, and I know you got a lot of people back home cheering for you on FloRacing. And this team normally runs with a 360, even though you guys run with 410. So what do you see as being the biggest challenge with this 410 motor and adjusting to it?
The biggest challenge so far is finances. I've had to buy a couple of used motors, and with buying a used engine, you don't really know the history, and even though you do as much homework as you think you possibly can, it just has not worked out really well. But you know, we've got a lot of good guys. King Concrete has stepped up and put the bill to buy this engine for us, and RDM Mechanics out of Bakersfield has stepped up and supported this team really well over the last couple of years, and 10 West Towing, and we got some other guys. We got some guys that do gold mining up in Alaska at the Bering Sea ocean up there, and we've got Fastenal and Smith & Sons Tires, and just a lot of people that really help out. And normally my dad builds all the engines for us, and they've moved back to Arkansas here in the last year and a half or so, and I know they're really missing the racing and everything, but we'll get them back out here over the winter time and get everything all freshened up and be ready to rock and roll to go run some 410 stuff next year. And we'll still run 360 stuff also with Brody and Chase both probably.
That's Jason May, and you heard him talk about all the effort that went into going to making the Oval Nationals, and hopefully it turns up all right. Chase Johnson will be the pilot of the 8M machine this weekend.
So Jason May and the May Motorsports team going through a tremendous amount just to get that car out here for the 26th running of the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Oval Nationals presented by Highmark Distributing. Good to have them out here with us, though, and looking forward to see what they can do this weekend. To give a couple more shout-outs here real quick, Jack Wright's tuned in watching. Bo Brandon wants to know where Hollywood Hoyer is. I'd say Jack is back with his feet kicked up in Indiana watching the racing action out here. Would love to have old Hoyer come out here and join us, though. Ludwig Media tuned in as well. And, hey, again, if you want to tweet at us, the easiest thing for me to pick up on is use the hashtag OvalNats, OVALNATS. That's kind of what I'm watching is that hashtag. But tweet at USAC Nation, at FloRacing. Let us know where you're watching from, and we'd love to hear from you, as I am here for you this weekend on the FloRacing broadcast as our group number 5 rolls out onto the racetrack. Last group, you saw an issue there on the screen there, 47 BC pulling down into the infield tough break, or something going on with Emerson Axon. We looked good in a practice session last night, and Emerson also getting some tidbits on driving Perris Auto Speedway from Kevin Thomas Jr. So KTJ doing a little coaching last night, and helped Emerson find a line or find a few different lines getting around this racetrack, but hopefully nothing detrimental for the 47 BC. A.J. Bender was out in the 21 to 42 of Logan Seavey, the number 4 of Justin Grant, current national points leader. Daniel Whitley in the 3F car, the 214 of Jake Neal, 21 AZ of Jake Swanson, and then Brady Bacon, the number 69. Bacon into the number 1 spot. Dirt Draft Hot Laps, a 16.630, 16.630. Max Adams bumped down to second quick. Justin Grant into the number 3 spot. Jake Swanson, 4th quick now, and Matt Mitchell, the 37, rounding out the top 5. Cadillac Cody Williams down there as well. Jaden Rogers, Damian Gardner, Tommy Malcolm, and Logan Calderwood currently at top 10. This group coming out onto the racetrack, it's Rip and Ricky Lewis beyond wheel, the number 41 car. Charging Charles Davis in the number 47, the number 2, Austin Williams, the 8M of Chase Johnson, which you just saw Josh May on there talking about the May Racing team. 39T of Troy DeGayton. Now, Troy coming down here, he is a 360 racer, making his 410 debut with us here tonight. So it did, I believe, have maybe a start in the 410, but I know tonight's really the first official night. It's also his first visit to Perris Auto Speedway, but super nice family down the pit area, 39T. I'm kind of pulling for him to make the show tonight. That's his big goal coming out here at the Oval Nationals. Jason McDougall's in the 22 AZ, the 17 GP of Kevin Thomas Jr., and then the T5, Dan Taylor, a late entry coming in there and surprising us for the Riley, Ohio racer. It looks like Emerson Axum able to push off the 47 BC. Is going to come out here with this group, so hopefully nothing too detrimental. What a tremendous night for racing action, though, and we talked about the point standings coming into this one and how everything's all stacked up. Justin Grant, your points leader. Also, with the Amsoil USAC CRA points, Damian Gardner's got him covered. Matt Mitchell will finish out second. Austin Williams, Eddie Tafoya Jr., and Tommy Malcolm, your top 5 of the USAC CRA point standings. And this, the home track of the USAC CRA. Amsoil USAC CRA Sprint Car Series would like to thank Don Kazarian and the staff for hosting the 26th annual Highmark, Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Oval Nationals at Perris Auto Speedway. These events are the 240th, 241st, and 242nd races for the series here at USAC CRA's home track. Thursday night show, 477th event in the history of the AMSOIL USAC CRA Sprint Car Series. And they said the AMSOIL USAC CRA would like to thank all the fans tuned in, watching online here tonight as well, sitting out here in the grandstands. AJ Ashwood checking in just south of us. Going to be here on Saturday. Good. We'd love to see you out here at the racetrack. Gus Bale tuned in watching as well from Olympia, Washington. And you're right. This cool weather is going to keep a lot of traction for action available out there. So Drew Stump, a little bit of hero dirt perhaps here as we roll through this evening. And great three-car cluster heading down to turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Down the inside, Chase Johnson. Beyond wheel, the 8M car. To his outside is our T5 car, Dan Taylor. And the 17 GP, Kevin Thomas Jr. KTJ, a 3-time Oval Nationals champ. Won last year. CJ Leary won the year before. That was 2019. No Oval Nationals were held in 2020. That's why we say the 26th running of the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Oval Nationals presented by Highmark Distributing. Unfortunately, COVID took him out there in 2020. But KTJ won back in 2018, 2017 as well. The Demon, Damian Gardner, won back in 2016. 2015, it was Brian Clausen. So going back through a little bit of the history out here, the 26 years that they have run the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Oval Nationals presented by Highmark Distributing. But what a tremendous night for racing. Shout out to Ethan Landfrey, tuned in watching as well. Minnesota tuned in. Rob Cahoe watching from up, and it's probably snow up there. Has the snowblower out or the sled, one of the two. Terry Porter tuned in watching from Athens, Texas. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Athens, Texas. Yeah, Zimmerman, we were hoping he would continue his trek west as well, but unfortunately not out here with us. Anthony Agresta tuned in from back in Indy. We'll be out in Indy. Actually, watch FloRacing if you check out the Flow Sports app. We'll have coverage, live coverage from the Performance Racing Industry Show taking place back in Indianapolis in December. A lot of cool stuff to be seen out there. So getting set to go with our Fatheads eyewear qualifying. And actually, 2 sponsors on qualifying here tonight is this combined AMSOIL, USAC National, and USAC CRA event out here for the Oval Nationals. But going into our qualifying, single-car qualifying coming out here, they will take green the first time by. They stack up and push off from turn number 1 and 2, so the exact opposite of what we saw for our hot lap session. So Fatheads Eyewear Woodland Auto Display qualifying or time trials coming up. Again, you're qualifying against the field. 6 fastest cars in each heat race will be inverted. 4 heat races here tonight for night number 1 of the 26th running of the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Oval Nationals presented by Highmark Distributing. Water truck coming out there, do a little, spritzing on the apron of the racetrack. That's where your push trucks come around, come back into the pit area. We'll get set to stack up the cars. And Devin may have something for you to watch.
What's up, FloRacing? My name is Brooke. Long time no see. Tonight I am here with our own Drake York, and we are in Perris, California at the Perris Auto Speedway. Now, Drake, I know you've talked highly of this place. What makes it so special?
Well, my dad came out here and raced a lot, and I especially remember coming out here when I was very little. I've been in Victory Lane at Perris before, which I think is really cool. I don't remember any of it, but yeah, this place holds a lot of value to my family and I.
That's cool to hear. Now, we hope that you race fans are just excited to watch the broadcast as Drake is to be here tonight. But before we can get any racing done, we do need to talk about Cookout. Now, Cookout is not native here to the west coast of California, but they are pretty much Tennessee, Georgia, even North Carolina area. You can visit cookout.com to find a location near you. Now, we're going to hear from Drake. Here's the menu, Drake. I'll give you a second to look over it. Do you have any idea maybe what you would order if you got a chance to stop by Cookout?
Well, I know the hamburgers are always really good. You've talked very highly of them. The shake, you can't go wrong. No, I think I'd just probably stick to a regular hamburger. And I'm usually a fry guy, but like chicken nuggets sound very enticing today for some reason. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I'm also very simple on the shake. So like a Hershey's chocolate would probably hit the spot for me.
I like that idea. I like your order. If you ever get a chance to stop by Cookout, give it a try.
So just about set to go here with qualifying, rolling out onto the racetrack, or will be rolling out on the racetrack. Again, thanks so much for joining us on the broadcast here tonight as we get set to go in Fathead's Eyewear, Woodland Auto Display, time trials. Rolling out onto the racetrack, your first qualifier. Give a shout out to Brian Sands, tuned in from Hill Air Force Base up in Utah. Thank you for your service, Brian, and thanks for joining us on the broadcast. As the green flag comes out for Garden Grove, California runner Brody Rowe, the Eagle Chassis Shaver Chevrolet underneath the hood. The BR Performance, HG Industries, Burris Racing, Inland Rigging, number 91R car coming around here, and I know picking up at least one win with the USAC CRA Series this year. So he'll go cross 17.141, 17.141. He went up at Santa Maria, California earlier on. So he'll take her tight to the wall down the back straightaway. A lot of laps around this joint out here for Rowe in the 91R car. Roll out turn number 2, lap number 2 for the 91Rs. A little bit quicker, a lot quicker. 16.965, 16.965 for Brody Rowe. And right now is your quick qualifier. And again, the track record set by Mike Spencer back in 2012, a 15.891. As the green flag comes out, and boy, they snake it down the front straightaways here. A lot of straightaway speed at Perris Auto Speedway. That's Eddie Tafoya Jr. out of Chino Hills, California. Got the boat headers on it. I know they're not boat headers, but that's what they remind me of, and I love them. Love a different look on that race car there. Specialty Fasteners, Gasper Transportation, DRC, number 51T. Second quick, lap number 1 is 17.268, or I'm sorry, 286. So a 17.286. Lap number 1 as he snaps it out of turn number 2 and down the back chute. Rolls into the corner. Tafoya working a cushion, drops the nose on it quickly, wheelies his way down the banking, brings it across. Lap number 2, quicker but stays second quick is 17.010, 17.010 for Eddie Tafoya in the 51T. Next qualifier coming across, Vern Sweeney, been at this a long time. Started racing sprint cars back in 1987. Ken Tracy, our number 98 car, Foss Cores, Bill's Old Fashioned Jerky, Shaver Specialties, Sway Away Torsion Bars, all sponsored Alameda, California racer. DRC chassis, that's a Shaver Chevrolet underneath hood. Lap number 1 is going to be third quick, a 17.368, 17.368. He's loose through the corner. That thing not stuck into the sod like he needs for a good run for the 98 car. So we'll work on tightening that up, maybe just a little bit. So we'll see how it plays out here on this second lap coming around for the 98. Vern quicker the second lap, stays third quick, a 17.366, 17.366. Hang on to your hats, race fans. Here comes the 19 AZ. Raisin City, California racer out in the fluff, four in the fluff on the entrance down into turn number 1 to Ryan Bolt Underwood Motorsports, AME Electrical, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Hot Rod of Mitchell Moles. Rolling around here so far in the sprint car, set 7 quick times this season. Brings it across. Quick time, 16.461, 16.461. Lap number 1 for Mitchell Moles. So he'll take her tight to the wall down the back chute. Straight as an arrow into turn number 3. Gets out of the throttle, drops off, and a little quiet out here. We got to run mufflers in California. Second effort coming across for Moles a little bit slower. He actually goes to 16.504. So 16.461. He's got the number 1 spot for the 19 AZ car. The next qualifier flashes on through that racer coming out of Rockland, California, now calls the Midwest home. Triple X chassis, Ott Chevrolet coming out of the Pennsylvania power in it. Baloo Motorsports, Suburban Subaru, Dragonfly Aviation, Berks Western Telecom, former Over Nationals champ of the Madman, Robert Baloo into number 12. Lap number 1 for Baloo, second quick, a 16.606. Power slide into the corner, that's scrub time. Second lap's not going to be as good. It's Baloo trying to bring the heat down into turn number 1. Rolls with it. Second lap for the number 12 car for Roberts. Going to be a 16.721, a 16.606. First lap, best lap. Second quick for the number 12 car. The next qualifier heads on through. That's going to be the number 15 car, the racer out of Phoenix, Arizona. DRC chassis, Fisher Chevrolet. Chris Bono, that's Priced Right Auto Sales, number 15, former ASCA racer. Behind the wheel, Hot Rod's his way through turn number 1 and 2 and down the front chute. The number 15 car coming across lap number 1. It's going to be 6 quick on a field of 17.405, 17.405. All the cars within less than a second of each other in qualifying so far. 6 cars been on the track here for the number 15 car. Hang on to it. One to go wild and woolly on him there on the entrance into turn number 3. Lap number 2's better. Goes fourth quick with a 16.977, 16.977 for Chris Bono. Now should be the number 72 car coming through to take time. That is Austin Grabowski out of Riverside, California. Grabowski Speed Shop, the Snooty Fox Motor Inn. Sponsors of the number 72 car. Former USAC CRA Rookie of the Year. Actually did that last year in 2021. Ran Legends at the Bull Ring years ago. Pavement late models, super late, super trucks, did a lot of pavement racing. Now on the dirt, he's also 7th quick. Lap number 1 is 17.375, 17.375. Lap number 1 as he gets to the whip out of the corner. Drove it straight down into turn number 1. Coming across here, lap number 2. For the 72 car, Better goes 6th quick, a 17.175, 17.175. Your next qualifier rolls through. Chris Ganson joining us out here. And again, you saw that interview earlier on. His son starting to race now. The Ganson Engineering Motorsports Trench Shoring Cam 2 Blue Blood Oil number 4 G car. Vermont Heights, California is where he calls home. And that's a Maxim chassis. Kistler Chevrolet for the 4G car. Bringing it across, goes 6th quick. Lap number 1 for Ganson, a 17.172, 17.172. Lap number 1 for Ganson. He's put a lot of horsepower down coming out of the corner. In the neighborhood of 900 horsepower apiece here for the 410 sprint cars. Second effort for Ganson's Better stays 6th quick, though, a 17.168, 17.168. So Ganson shuts her down. Unfortunately, our next qualifier not out on the racetrack just yet. So Ganson eases back into the pit area, and we'll see if we can get the 39 car pushed off. Now, we talked about the 39E making a switch to his 360 chassis. Kyle Edwards out of Fountain Valley, California. Gordon Edwards, owner on the Safe House Security, Max and Jerry's Bail Bonds, number 39E. And again, this is for those of you that are very technical out there, a raised rail car. Actually, no tip-up on the engine plate either. So this is kind of flat engine plate. Doesn't have that 3-degree tip-up, which if you watch the Sprint Car 101 I did, you talk about on a non-wing sprint car, you like to tip up the front of the engine. It transfers a little bit more weight back towards the tail of the race car since they don't have a wing for downforce. So you're trying to get that thing down into the sod, but again, it's just they're kind of fighting how to set up this race car to work with the 410 engine and get it around the racetrack. So just looking for a good, solid qualifying effort here. Get themselves set up pretty well for the heat race, and they'll continue to work on this throughout the course of the weekend. Good to have him out here with us. Kyle Edwards coming across, 39E car. Lap number 1 is going to be 9th quick on the field, a 17.927. Has a Triple X chassis for the record. Van Dyne Mopar underneath the hood. And that's one of the nice things about the non-wing sprint car. You see a variety of power plants represented, but one of our Mopar cars out here coming around. Lap number 2 looks to be a tick quicker, and it is a tick quicker. Stays 9th quick, though, a 17.407, 17.407. Is now the racer hailing from Greenfield, Indiana. DRC Chevrolet power out underneath the hood. I think I never got a good look at the side plates of that. Yep, headers are close together. That's a Chevy underneath the hood here this time. Michael Motorsports, Kodiak Products, Gray Auto, Highsmith Guns, DMI, number 77M. CJ Leary picked up the Oval Nationals win 2 years ago, all the way into the number 3 spot of 16.633, 16.633. So far this year has set 10 quick times with the Amsoil-USAC National Sprint Car Series. See if he can do it again tonight. Boy, he's carrying that left front, kind of dangling the donut through turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front chute. Second effort for Leary. Snaps to the top spot with a 16.347, 16.347 for CJ Leary. New quick qualifier here tonight as we'll send the Tempe, Arizona racer down into turn number 1 and 2 now. Sterling Kling. Jeff's jamming in storage. Sterling Kling Racing, number 34 car. Working out at turn number 4 across. Lap number 1 for the number 34 is going to be 4th quick on the field of 16.869, 16.869 for Kling on lap number 1. So CJ Leary into the top spot of 16.347. Now the number to beat. Out of turn number 2, or out of turn number 4, I should say, lap number 2 for the 34 car. Quicker goes to 16.647, stays 4th quick on the field, though, for the number 34 car. So hang on to it. I knew something was awry for the 20 a.m. Matt McCarthy, Riverside, California racer, DRC chassis, Kistler Chevrolet. That's John and Tammy McCarthy, our number 28M. Flow Dynamics Inc., Purge Plugs, JFK Design Build. Does not sound quite right. Takes it across. He's down a cylinder on that. 28M car goes 12th quick on the field, an 18.056, 18.056. We'll try to get it around here and get qualified. Hopefully better than a couple other cars. A little better starting spot in the heat race. Later on, second effort coming across for Matt McCarthy. Better goes 10th quick, a 17.358, 17.358 for Matt McCarthy. So 28M car settles into the number 10 spot for now. Your next qualifier coming across here to take time. That is Tommy Thunder Malcolm out of Corona, California. Dino Napier owned number 5X car. Indiana Truck Salvage, B&B Salvage, BNT Drywall sponsors on the 5X. Ran late models for a while, back in the non-wing sprint car here. Last weekend and this weekend, for sure. Still taking across for the 5X car. Is going to go 10th quick on the field to 17.328, 17.328. He'll take the number 10 spot away from McCarthy. Maxim chassis, RC Chevy for the 5X car. Nice line. Car looked good through the apex, snapped a little loose. Getting out turn number 4. You saw the back end step out. Still goes quicker, though. 8th quick for the 5X car is 17.159, 17.159. As here comes what's going to be this year's USAC CRA champ. Into Mark Alexander owned, performanceonline.com, Western Classic, Carmen Trucking, number 1. It's the Demon, Damian Gardner, on the hunt and on the prowl for his 10th championship with the USAC CRA cars this year. Spike chassis, Shaver T. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about that. Experimental power underneath the hood goes 5th quick on the field with the 16.656. Almost gave that one away. You have to ask Damian if he's allowed to talk about what they're running for power underneath of it. It's legal. It's nothing illegal. It's also pretty hot down the front chute. Goes 4th quick, a 16.646, 16.646 for Damian Gardner into the number 4 spot for the number 1 car. Speaking of 1 cars, here's the $1 sign car, the 1S as I like to call him. That's Nate Shank on a misadventure down in turn number 1 and 2. Lawson Rock and Oil, Sonoma Paint Center, Red Hot Glass, sponsors of the 1S car. His rookie year with USAC CRA here in this 2022 season. He too loose coming out turn number 4. Takes him across. Shank's first lap is going to be an 18.156, 18.156, 15th quick for the 1S car. So look for improvement here on lap number 2. Shank runs it into the corner, searching, jumps the cushion, out into the fluff for the $1 sign car. Second effort coming across quicker, but stays 15th quick at 18.063, 18.063. It's showtime. Danny Sheridan, Santa Maria, California racer in the 12A car. So stoked to see him out in the pit area walking around. Robbie Gay Allen owned number 12A. ABC Ventures, Beaver Stripes, Caliber Collision. They call it the Orange Crate. And that is a beautiful, I know it doesn't translate well to the camera, but that is a bright, beautiful orange race car. Sheridan's going to be 14th quick on the field, a 17.368, 17.368. You saw the interview earlier on, took some time off. They talked him into hopping behind the wheel of a race car. He ran 2 races, won one of them, took some more time off, and then they finally convinced him to come back to racing again. Said he had to watch his family grow up. Goes all the way to the 9th quick on the second lap around to 17.071, 17.071. Slides into the number 9 spot for the 12A car. As here comes Cadillac Cody Williams out of Corona, California. WC Friend Company, Trench Shoring, CRW Design, sponsors of the number 44 car. Former USAC CRA Rookie of the Year, National Non-Wing Rookie of the Year as well for the racer behind the wheel, the number 44, the oldest of the 3 brothers racing out here with us. Across, lap number 1 is going to be 10th quick on the field of 17.133, 17.133 wheelies into turn number 1 for the number 44 car. Let's keep that baby punch down into the corner. I love that whenever they get down into turn number 3, right back to the whip again for the number 44. Second effort for Cadillac. Cody Williams goes 6th quick, 16.836, 16.836 into the number 6 spot. As here comes racer behind the wheel of the Channel Islands floor coverings, FK Rod Ends, P1 Australia, number 37. He'll sweep up wide. That's Matt Mitchell out of Yorba Linda, California. DRC chassis, Ott Chevrolet power for him. Working that top shelf. Nice carve right around the rim. Goes into the number 7 spot, a 16.939, 16.939. So he'll take her right to the Bud Light sign. Down the back chute. Boy, is a beautiful line getting around the racetrack. Look at that thing. Nice attitude to the race car. Romps his way across the line. Quicker goes 6th quick now for Matt Mitchell. A 16.786, 16.786 his second lap. So bumps up the spot into the number 6 spot. CJ Leary still the number to beat, a 16.347. As off goes Max Adams. Beyond the wheel, the number 73 car, Josh Ford Motorsports, Sure Can, Pacific Coast Maintenance Service. Picking up that Gas City 410 Sprint Car Championship back in 2020. Former USAC CRA Rookie of the Year himself. Diamonds off the corner, grabs some gravity. This is going to be a lap for the 73. 6th quick on lap number 1 at 16.661, 16.661. So he'll go to the wall on turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Beautiful line coming out of the corner. A lot of speed carried into turn number 3. Doesn't diamond it off this time. So he cranks her onto the front chute. Second effort for Max Adams. A little bit slower. 16.813. 16.661. First lap. Best lap. 6 quick for the number 73 car. It's the young gun Logan Calderwood out of Goodyear, Arizona. Triple X chassis. Ott Chevrolet power for him as well. And the MP Environmental Services. Chuck D's Wieners. Sponsors on the number 6. I got a sticker from Chuck D's Wieners. You gotta love that. Snakes it down the front chute. 19th quick on the field. Lap number 1 of 17.427. 17.427. Calderwood looking for improvement. Again, his family been involved with racing for a long, long time. So swing out of turn number 4. Second lap's going to be better for Calderwood. Goes into the number 16 spot of 17.321. 17.321. It's the Ray Marshall Motorsports. Number 33M rolls through, picks up the green flag. Matt Westfall out of Pleasant Hill, Ohio. Ray Marshall Motorsports, Buckeye Machine, Hempy Water, All-Star Performance. All sponsors on 33M making his first visit to Perris Auto Speedway in Perris, California. Off a podium finish down at Cookout Speedway that last night. Bring it across. Lap number 1 is going to be 16th quick on the field of 17.220. 17.220. Back by about 0.8 of a second from the top spot. Former Boss Sprint champ behind the wheel. Former Eldora late model champ and Eldora modified champ. Was also a midget champ. As he rolls across lap number 2. Much better goes 8th quick with the 16.801. 16.801. 8th quick for Matt Westfall to 33M. And that was good. Second lap. So now the racer out of Peoria, Arizona. Sorry, I'm lying to you. Levine, Arizona is where he calls home. That's R.J. Johnson. And the Pekin Builders, Pro Flyer Enterprises, BG Chemicals, number 51 car. 5 consecutive USAC Southwest Sprint titles for him back in 2013, 2017. Now dabbles around a little bit in the micro sprint as well. We'll see him at the Tulsa Shootout. He's going to go 18th quick. Lap number 1 is 17.347. 17.347. Sherman chassis, Pro Flyer, Chevrolet power for the number 51 car. As that car had been mothballed, they brought it out, dusted it off, worked on it, tweaked it, and here he comes. The 51 gets across, goes quicker, goes 17th quick with the 17.245. 17.245. Second lap for the number 51 car. The next qualifier to take time is going to be the 5W car, Logan Williams. John and Tammy McCarthy own number 5W car, Flow Dynamics Inc., Purge Plugs, JFK Design Build, sponsors the Yorba Linda, California racer, DRC Chassis, Kistler Chevrolet. Lap number 1 for the 5W car. He's going to settle into the number 22 spot at 17.465, 17.465. Right there as he passed over that. That's where all the haulers come out into the racetrack or out into the infield. It is hard as a bullet back there. Hard to get a hold of. A lot of times you'll see the tail end of the car swing out whenever they cross over that section. He's quicker on the second lap, goes 22nd quick with a 17.422, but that is a tricky trail to tread. As we'll send a number 14 car down into the quarter. Jaden Rogers, new look for him coming out here this weekend. Worthington, Indiana racer, DRC Chassis, Spec Chevrolet, Cheryl's Pest Control, Hertenstein Transport. Sponsors on the number 14 car, and that's a big wheel stand. He's got her back on the back bumper. A lot of traction for the number 14. Still goes 12th quick on the field, a 16.988. 16.988, 12th quick for the number 14 car. Jaden Rogers looked calm, cool, and collected in the pit area for the first-time visitor to Perris Auto Speedway, now a CY. Put her back on the back bumper and still went 12th quick. First lap goes 9th quick. Second lap, a 16.830. 16.830 for Jaden Rogers. It's a good little qualifying run here coming out late in the game. We're already through what we call our third group. Down into the corner goes the number 21 car. That is A.J. Bender out of San Diego, California. Bender Pool and Spa, K&R Motorsports, Key Brothers Racing, sponsors on the 21. DRC Chassis, Shaver Chevrolet. As A.J. races flat track bikes. Heads across, lap number 1 for the number 21 car is going to be 24th quick on the field, a 17.471. 17.471, and there's that little snap loose for the number 21 car. Wrestles it back under control and goes right back after it again. We'll see what the second effort has here for the number 21 car. AJ not able to improve, goes 17.772, so 17.471 first lap. Puts him 24th quick on the field as a 47 BC. Currently sitting inside the top 5 in the national point standings. His rookie season coming out here. The Clausen Marshall Newman Racing, driven to save lives. Z-Mass Race Products, number 47 BC, Emerson Axman out of Franklin, Indiana. He's going to ride the rim all the way out of turn number 4, lap number 1. Goes 11th quick on the field, a 16.903, 16.903 for Emerson. Been incredibly Impressed with this young lad. 3 quick times on the season, 4 heat race wins, 3 feature event wins. In his debut year with the Anheuser-Busch National Sprint Cars, goes 7th quick on the second lap is 16.786, 16.786. His second lap is deceptively quick. Logan Seavey heads off into turn number 1. Sutter, California racer in the Dwight Cheney number 42 car. Racing Optics, Steelco USA, Sander Engineering, Barnes Systems, Yuma Auto, and RV Center also stepping up there last weekend, helping them out a little bit, so another shout out to them as the 42 car rolls across. Lap number 1 for Seavey in the number 42 is going to be 23rd quick on the field of 17.381, 17.381. As he is your 27th car to take time. That first lap, not what he was looking for. We'll see if Seavey can get a little bit more out of it this lap around. 42 car coming across, second effort, much better, goes 14th quick, a 17.005, 17.005 as your national points leader heads on through. Looking for his first national championship with the Anheuser-Busch National Sprint Cars. He'll take her to the wall. That is Justin Grant from Ione, California, the Top Motorsports, NOS Energy Drink, MPV Express, Top Industries, LA Poly, number 4. Bringing a heat across. Grant, first effort, 7th quick on the field, a 16.717, 16.717. Just needs 3 good, solid nights here at the Oval Nationals. Do what he's been doing all season long for the racers. Picked up 6 feature event wins on the season. Second effort, all the way to the number 3 spot, a 16.583, 16.583. Third quick for Justin Grant. He came to play ball. So we'll send that beautiful number 3 F car, Ferndale, California racer, Lookouts. And again, this is a rookie runner, only his second 410 start for Daniel Whitley. DRC chassis, Bailey Brothers Chevrolet, Finkenbinder Motorsports, Red Runner Towing, Western Industrial X-Ray sponsors on that very recognizable number 3 F car. Lap number 1 for Whitley is going to be 29th quick on the field, an 18.100, 18.100. Did a great job adapting to that first lap. First lap caught him by surprise. Second lap looks much better for the racer behind the wheel of the 3F car. And again, not a lot of 410 experience. Gets 21st quick, though, a 17.176, 17.176, about 0.8 of a second off the top spot. Not too shabby for only his second 410 start. Is Jake Neal, the 214 car, now going on to the clock. Omaha, Nebraska is where he calls home. Brian Croft, owner number 214. Torque Up Tools, Lightning Motorsports, Downtown Recycling. And Jake Neal, if you watch FloRacing, and you watched the Darrell DeFrance Memorial late model race at Marshalltown Speedway, and that was your feature event winner right there. Very good late model racer. So he's going to slide into the number 29 spot at 17.848, 17.848. Made his debut in a non-wing 410 sprint car, I believe in a non-wing sprint car period, last weekend at Cookout Speedway. Decided to try it again this weekend here at Perris Auto Speedway. If you're going to do it, you might as well go big or go home. He goes 29th quick at 17.489, 17.489. But yeah, Jake Neal, a number of wins this year in the late model. So here comes the racer. Had a perfect evening, a perfect night of racing down at Cookout Speedway, we'll say. Set a new track record down there. Heat race feature event win for him. The first clean sweep since 2019 when Tyler Courtney did it at Eldora Speedway. That's Jake Swanson, Anaheim, California racer. Team Arizona Racing coming across here. Lap number 1 for Swanson. 13th quick on the field of 16.946. Stratus Construction, Lucas Oil, RSS Industries, Beaver Stripes. All sponsors on that DRC chassis. A one-way Chevrolet. Underneath the hood of the 21AZ car, sweeps out, catches the cushion, calls Perris his home track. He'll take it across. Second effort's quicker, but still stays 13th quick, a 16.901. As the Macho Man, Brady Bacon, heads on through. Second in the national point standings. 4-time champ. Would love to pick up another championship this year and go 3 in a row. The Dynamics Inc., Cobalt Civil, Fathead's Eyewear, Cressman Sanitation, DriveWFX.com, Telstar, number 69, the Macho Man coming across. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma racer goes 12th quick on the field of 16.831, 16.831. Spike chassis, Ryder Chevrolet power. And the Fathead's Eyewear, number 69 car, slings it down into turn number 3. Bringing the heat, looking for his first Oval Nationals win out here, and that's a beautiful run. Goes second quick at a 16.459, 16.459, second quick. Late in the game for the Macho Man. Oh, it's there to be found. It's there to be found. Rip and Ricky Lewis, Oxnard, California racer going on the clock now. DRC chassis, Stensland Chevrolet power for him. And a beautiful foundation, Physical Medical Consultants, Pro Strip, Jonas Skate Spot, number 41 car. Boys in now the throttle. That'll cost him some time for the number 41 car. As he settles into 32nd quick on the field of 17.530, 17.530, lap number 1 for Rip and Ricky. As Lewis will work it down into the corner this lap, maybe better. Carry a little more speed through the apex. 41 car coming across, much better for him. Goes 20th quick on the field of 17.126, 17.126. Is charged in Charles Davis Jr. out of Buckeye, Arizona. DRC chassis, Ott Chevrolet power for him as well. The MP Environmental, RSS Industries, Conroy New Control, sponsors of the number 47. Visited Bubba Raceway Park for the first time this year to kick off his season. It's good to have him out there on the Amsoil USAC National Tour for a while. So bring it across lap number 1 for the number 47 car. Is going to be 29th quick on the field of 17.366, 17.366 for Charge and Charles Davis Jr. Picked up a win here, was that last year, I believe? Here at Perris Auto Speedway. Dangling the Donuts takes it across. He goes all the way to the number 6 spot, a 16.972, 16.972. May have a win here this year as well. So here comes the number 2 car out of turn number 4 and across. The big game hunter, Austin Williams out of Yorba Linda, California. Rip Williams earned number 2. Diggler, Ramona Hunt Club, Pacific Highway Rentals, sponsors of the Deuce. Working it down into the corners, got a lot of laps around this joint. Very comfortable on this racetrack at speed. Takes it across the number 2 car, first lap for Austin Williams. Is going to be 27th quick on the field of 17.306, 17.306. So he had that baby pointed at the wall on the back chute there momentarily. A little bit of a handful there for the number 2 car. Bring it across, looking for improvement. He'll find a bunch of it. Go 14th quick on the field with a 16.877, 16.877 for Austin Williams into the number 14 spot. Now Chase Johnson is going to blaze on through. What that team went through to get that power plant put back together after a blown engine down at Cookout. The Ben Grove, California racer beyond the wheel, Maxim chassis. It was an Ott Chevrolet underneath of it last weekend. I'm not exactly sure what they have underneath this weekend. I need to check the notes there Richie gave me. RDM Mechanics, King Concrete, 10 West Towing, and Fastenal, all sponsors on the 8M car. It's Chase, 35th quick on a field of 17.697, 17.697, so 35th quick as sparks fly off the binders. He grabs it there, a little drag braking down into the corner. Get that baby set. Rock and rolls his way on through, faster but stays 35th quick, a 17.569, 17.569 for Chase Johnson in the 8M. Another rookie runner coming out here, rookie runner in the 410, I should say, 360 experience. He said, man, it's a little bit intimidating the speed you find out here with these 410 cars. But he's here doing what he loves. Live Oak, California racer Troy DeGayton behind the wheel, the number 39T. Banner Plumbing, Martin Smog, and Auto Repair. All sponsors of the 39T car bring it across. And lap number 1 for DeGayton's going to be 37th quick, an 18.228, 18.228. He'll muscle his way out of turn number 2, and there's that little slick spot I was talking about where the haulers come down into the infield. He'll work the rim, bring it on to the front chutes. Triple X chassis, J&D Chevrolets. Quicker goes 36 quick, an 18.050, 18.050. And again, it's just seat time is what he's looking for. It's your next qualifier, the 22 AZ. That race car out of Team Arizona Racing. Stratus Construction, Lucas Oil, RSS Industries, Beaver Stripes. This is DRC chassis, Claxton Chevrolet. The pilot underneath of it's out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma as well. That's Jason McDougal. In a 22 AZ car. Going to work the low line coming around here for lap number 1. Got to go where they ain't. McDougal goes all the way up through the field into the number 16 spot. A 16.936. 16.936. And Jason McDougal very good at thinking outside the box. Going to hug that apron down into 3 and 4 right through the middle of the racetrack. Get the meat. Traction for action. And McDougal goes all the way to the number 4 spot. A 16.559. 16.559. Keep your eye on this one. 3-time Oval Nationals champ out of Coleman, Alabama. Roll Tide, Maxim Chassis, Jackson Chevrolet, Lifestyle Homes, Griffin's Propane, ProSource, Parallax Motorsports, Michael Dutcher Motorsports, 17 GP, and Kevin Thomas Jr. Slips the grip getting into turn number 3. He's going to try to muscle his way through it. Lap number 1 for the 17 GP is not going to be great. It's going to be 22nd quick, a 17.024, 17.024. But look for big improvement on lap number 2. C2 will adapt and overcome on the second lap. Much smoother that time. Let me scroll up a little bit here for the 17 GP. Goes all the way to 10th quick on the field of 16.717. 16.717 for Kevin Thomas Jr. Now we'll send Dan Taylor down there to the T5 car. The racer hailing from Riley, Ohio. Spike Chassis, Everhart Chevrolet. Lawler's Towing, Coastal Garage Doors, Cement Cutting Inc., sponsors on the T5. Coming around here for lap number 1, your final qualifier, your 40th car to take time. And he's going to go, 40th quick on the field, an 18.572, 18.572 for Dan Taylor. So fire down the back chute, see if he's able to improve his position. He runs her straight into turn number 3, up to the cushion. That's got to be intimidating coming down there, right towards the grandstands. Second effort's better for him, an 18.243, 18.243, stays 40th quick on the field, though, but that will do it for our Fathead's Eyewear. Woodland Auto Display qualifying here tonight. Tom Trowell's going to the books. Your quick qualifier, C.J. Leary. He's going to do it again. The 77M car setting what is now his 11th quick time of the season with the Anheuser-Busch Nationals Sprint cars. With a 16.347, Brady Bacon, Macho Man, second quick. Mitchell Moles, third quick. Jason McDougal, fourth quick. Justin Grant, your top 5. Your top 2 in the national point standings both qualify inside the top 5. Unbelievable. Robert Blue was 6th quick. Damian Gardner, Sterling Kling, Max Adams, and Kevin Thomas Jr., your top 10. We encourage you to follow along with USAC Nation on Twitter, as Richie will tweet out the official qualifying results there as we put that one into the books. And I believe coming up on our schedule, we will have some opening ceremonies. We'll talk to the quick qualifier down here on the track and then get underway with our racing action here tonight. 4 heat races all stacked up and ready to go. Here's at this running of the 26th running of the Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Oval Nationals presented by Highmark Distributing at Perris Auto Speedway. Thanks so much for joining us on the broadcast. So we'll see what's happening here trackside, and who knows, maybe Devin has something for you to watch. Ooh, before we do that, though, got to give a shout-out to AMSOIL, title sponsor of USAC Sprint Car National Championship. Why choose AMSOIL synthetic lubricants? Because AMSOIL delivers next-level power, performance, and protection. Built in the lab so you can feel it on the road. Run with us. Visit AMSOIL online at amsoil.com. So, quick time interview coming up from down trackside here in just moments.
Well, race fans, we'll get a word with C.J. Leary. C.J. picks up his 40th career Fathead's Eyewear Fast Time and Woodland Auto Display Quick Time Qualifying Award of the season, 40th of your career, 11th on the season. And you and Bill Michael have just seemed to capture lightning in a bottle when it comes to qualifying this year. What's made you and the 77M team so good in qualifying?
Like I said many times before, qualifying's one of my favorite parts of the night. You get to go out there and give it 100% and kind of see where the playing field is, and it seems that's something we've been really successful at. And I can't thank Bill Michael and the whole Michael family for everything they've done, and we've been really good. We just need to knock off some wins here this last weekend. I love Perris Auto Speedway. It's one of my favorites. Just don't get to come here quite enough. So, to see how the racetrack shapes up for us tonight, it's pretty chilly here, and I think the cushion's going to be a little low. It should shape up pretty good once we get it rolled in, and I'm super excited for the night.
As you said, you don't get a lot of laps here at the Perris Auto Speedway, and it's an already intimidating track by itself. So with that being said, with not coming here all the time, does that make qualifying just a little bit more intimidating at this big, fast racetrack?
I don't think so. The place has the same tendencies as it always does. I've been coming here for the past 10 years, and it's always been good to me. From, I won the 360 Oval Nationals back in 2014. That was one of my first times here, and the place was instantly on the bucket list, one of my favorite places to come. So always looking forward to come to the West Coast. I think it's awesome out here. The weather's always good, and it's fun to come and race when it's too cold to race at home. So like I said, just can't thank Bill Michael enough. We've had a lot of fun the last 2 years. We've in the shop, outside the shop, at the racetrack. It's just been a blast.
CJ Leary with his 40th career Fathead's Eyewear and Woodland Auto Display qualifying award and 11th of the season on night number 1 of the Budweiser Oval Nationals.
Thank you, Drake York. First heat race of the night, just about 11 minutes away. AMSOIL is the title sponsor of the USAC Sprint Car National Championship. Why choose AMSOIL synthetic lubricants?
Mid-November is prime time for midget racing out west, and Bakersfield Speedway is the launching pad for a 7-race stretch of USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship racing in California starting Tuesday night, November 15th. Pits open at 2 o'clock Pacific, front gates at 5, and